Hi guys, welcome to the new video. So today we'll continue with the map creation process, and in this video we'll finally get to the trigger editor because we already finished basically everything visible on the map. Yeah, I covered it in the previous videos, so if you didn't see them you can go check them, but we'll finally go to the trigger editor now. So if you want to enter it, you can either click scenario up here and then open trigger editor, or as you can see you can just press Ctrl T, which is something that I will be doing all the time. So just so you know how am I opening it. So as you can see, I already have something here. You probably have it empty because I was not talking about it yet, but I just prepared something here, so it's a little bit quicker, because if I had to find everything here it would just take a really long time. So I will just walk you through it and tell you everything how I set it up, but it won't be too complicated, so you just need to follow me here. So as you can see, I just created a new folder. Yeah, you can just right click here and add new folder here. Then you can click on this name and rename it. And then you can again right click on this new folder and add new scenario trigger. Once you add it, you will see something like this. As you can see, it has this red X over it. You probably won't have it there, so it will look like this. As you can see, I can just right click on it and click disable trigger. Basically, I'm doing this for every single trigger I'm making, and then I will have another trigger that will just enable all of them one by one. Yeah, so you can do it like me if you want to have more control over each trigger, but if you just want to enable them, don't want to make any animations or something, you can just click enable here and it will work right away. As you can see, then you have some conditions and actions here. So first I created the trigger named start, and here we don't have any conditions because we just want this to happen every single time we start the mission. And to open it, I will just click this little plus button, and as you can see here we already have some basic commands. So first we have some set player relations here. So of course, if you go to here, you have all the commands on the right side. Yeah, you probably won't have this here, so I will hide it. You will just have those basic commands here. So you will open player. Here you will open actions, and here you can see we have set player relation. So you will just click on it, and it will bring it right here. As you can see, you can change three things here. You can change the first player, second player, and then the relation here. So of course we will start with relation between player number 1 and 2, and since we know we are player number 1 and player 2 and 3 are our enemies, we will choose here an enemy. Yeah, same thing applies for 1 and 3, and of course our enemies will be allies, so they are not killing each other. So this is already set up the right way. Then we have control unit. Basically, this will make sure that all of our peasants and peasants of each player will start harvesting when the game starts. So first you want to click on this first part, and you are going to select peasant, and then you are going to choose harvest here. So it's the fourth from bottom, and then you are going to choose a location. You want to place it on the field or mine on tree that you want to harvest from. Then you can basically just copy that with Ctrl C and Ctrl V, and you will choose another peasant. And basically this is how it works. And you will choose another location, and this way you will cover everything. As you can see here, it's a little bit bugged because it's not showing actually peasant. So let me try it once again. Yeah, it actually seems a little bit bugged. So I will actually replace this peasant. I don't know what's wrong with him, but I don't really want him to bug the game or something. So I will just create a new one, open the editor once again, I mean trigger editor, and choose this peasant. Yeah, right now it works. So You basically have to do this for each peasant you want to harvest with him from the start. Yeah, so I basically do this for every peasant. But of course, if you want the mission to be a little bit harder, let's say, you can just leave it to the player. So he is the one who has to send the peasants to the mines. Yeah, there is also this annoying sound every time you copy something in the trigger editor, so you will really need to get used to this. Of course, if it's annoying for you, you can move the editor for yourself, but I'm not really going to do it right now because I'm already used to it. Another thing is that I always like to spread it a little bit, so here I have all the commands for my peasants, yeah, player number 1, and then all enemies and other AIs will have their peasants right here, or minions or anything. And between that I have those set player resources, so we will cover that in a moment. First, of course, I will finish this. So we have some minions here. Of course, I mentioned that we won't even care about the resources of those AIs because they will be just spawning minions for free. So it's just for the looks, but of course, if you want it to look good, then they should be actually harvesting those resources. If they will be just standing here, it will look pretty stupid. So this is just something that you will need to do probably if you want it to look good, but I mean, it doesn't take that long. As you can see, I'm already starting to adjust the player number 3, and here a little trick. As you can see, two peasants are on the same pile of resources, so I will just copy it, change the peasant, but I can leave the same location and I can go straight up to another peasant, because of course multiple peasants can have some relation to same location, so you can really utilize this for your advantage and you will save some time because you don't need to create another location and wait for the editor to load and all those kinds of annoying stuff. So since we don't have any wood here, we covered all peasants. Again, I will save that and open the editor again. And now we have the set player resource here. Of course, again, it's in the player tab, set player resource. You will have the number of the player, so player number 1, 2, and 3 here, and then you can set each resource that you will have from the beginning. So as I said, it doesn't matter for enemies, so I just always set it to 10,000 for each resources for each player. And the only thing that really matters is the player number 1. So let's actually start with like 300 gold, maybe 150 wood and 200 gems, or maybe just 120 or something. Yeah, so just not too many resources, maybe only 100. But of course, if you want to have like faster start or something, you can increase those numbers. Also, I didn't mention the control unit type where you can where you can find that. So you will need to go to unit commands, actions, and here the first one is the control unit type. So you will use that to create all those triggers. Then we have set two-way teleport from one location to another. So to use this, you will need to go to entities, entity commands, and in actions you will find this right here, set two-way teleport. And once you have it right here, you will just click on the first position, and then you will click on the entrance, and then you will choose the second one, swap with tab to underground or cave, and you will click on the exit here, and it will be connected. Then as you can see, I can also adjust the maximum supply. Yeah, so it will be for player number 1, because as I said, we will be spawning units for our enemies, so we don't have to worry about their population. Then of course we are playing as humans, and here you can write basically any number. So you can either limit it, so you have only, for example, 100 population instead of the default 200, or as you saw before, I had here 300, so you can even increase it. I haven't really tested it if you can increase it to like infinitely, maybe to like 1000 or something, and if the game won't crash or something after that. Yeah, so you can test it for yourself, but probably don't be too crazy about it. But I mean, this mission probably doesn't even need this because it's pretty small mission. Yeah, I don't think we'll need to adjust this. I will just keep it the default 200. But I just wanted to show you that you can change this. Again, you can go to player commands, values, and here you will find the supply max player one. Yeah, it's in the values, not actions, so you have to keep this in mind. But for now, I will just delete it because we don't need it. And again, this was just a message that was saying to the player how much resource, how much was the maximum population. So again, I will just delete that. So basically, that's the star here. As you can see, it's not too long and it's really repeated. So only like 4 or something commands. So not too complicated. Once you are done with some trigger, yeah, with this section, you can just right click it and here you will click collapse and it will just fold itself into the folder. If you want to open something, you will just click and expand. So here we have some winning conditions. So as you can see, I already have it set up here. Basically, this means that you need to kill all entities of player one to win the game. Or I mean, not player one, player two, and player three. So how you actually create this? You will need to go to entities. Here you will open values, and as you can see, this is the first one. So you will just actually I can just show you. You will just go here, click, and it will paste itself here like this. Then you can also change this, but you don't need it right now. You will choose the player that you want. If you keep all, that means that you need to kill or destroy all units and buildings. But for example, you can have special requirement for winning this mission to, for example, kill all enemy knights or something. So you can really choose anything here. If you want, for example, to kill only units on a certain location, you can create a location, but right now I will keep it, so we need to kill everything on the whole map. And then you will just keep this the same, and you will go to miscellaneous, this first folder, and here in values you will click number, and this will basically write those two more symbols here. So first we will choose this and we'll keep 0, and as you can see it looks exactly same like this. So yeah, if you just write this line, it will make sure that you will need to kill all those units and buildings from this certain player. So this is exactly what we want, because we want the winning condition for this mission to be destroying player 2 and player 3. Then we will paste into action delay, which is again this first folder in actions, and here you have delay, so you just click on it and then you will rewrite the number, which will just I mean, once you complete those two conditions, I mean, you need to complete both of them because you have end here. Then it will wait 5 seconds, and after that it will continue everything that you have here in the action tab. So as you can see here, I only have end scenario for all players, so it will close the game and player 1 will win because he destroyed both of those enemies, and of course player 2 and 3 will lose. Then we of course have the second tab here, which is loss. So this is basically the same. I only exchanged player 2 and 3 for player 1. So if they destroy all of my units and buildings everywhere, then I will lose. So everything is exactly the same just for me. I only added this simple text here. which you can find somewhere here. I believe it's, yeah, here in system commands. You will just choose the first one, write simple text, and here you will just write anything you want. Yeah, so for example, as I wrote here, you have failed, yeah, or you can have something like you failed the mission, you lost, you are not successful, and anything you want. So basically, again, pretty simple. So let's just collapse it and let's take a look on the next thing, which is the quest. Because right now we have all those conditions, so we need actually to, I mean, that's the function that you need to destroy your enemies to win the game, but you also need the graphical part of this, so you can so actually the player knows what he needs to do, because right now he has no way to know what is the winning condition unless he opens the editor and go here. So we need to create a quest. So again, I just created a new trigger, named it quest. We will ignore conditions for now, and we will go to actions. I just have 5 seconds delay here, so once the mission starts, you are not immediately bombarded by all those pop-up windows. So it will just wait 5 seconds, yeah, the same delay that we chose here. And once that's completed, it will create a quest. So I believe there is a tab for quests here, quest commands. So you will just go to actions, and here you have all the commands that we are using here. So we will create quest. Here you will need to name the quest. So I haven't thought about it yet. So let's just name it quest for now. Then you will have title. This will actually require you to create a text. So as you can see, oh, actually that's okay. I just deleted everything. So let's just create a new text here, and then you will right click it again and click rename. So I usually just name it the same as the quest. So since it's a quest, let's name it quest, and the same you will write here. So everything is set up, and then you can have some description if you want. I usually don't use any descriptions, so I will just make a new text, make it quest description, and I will leave this blank so it doesn't write anything there. And this is the most important thing. Those are the objectives. So I will just name it main quest 1 and 2. And here we have the main. We will need to create a new text, rename it. Yes, so I usually name it main quest objective 1. And then of course main quest objective 2, or you can just copy it here, and with Ctrl V create a copy. You will just rewrite the number, and here you will finally write what you need to do. So I will just write that you need to defeat beasts, for example, or we will maybe name them later, but right now we will just keep it like this. So defeat beasts, and here we will write defeat empire. So, or maybe just beast with the without the s on the end. So like this, and here I will choose the main quest objective number 2. So right now the player will know what he needs to do, but once you completed the quest won't be actually completed. Yeah, so you will need to create some more triggers. Yeah, basically everything here that you see, you will just need to paste from here, and then you will just choose the quest like this, and here choose progress. Yeah. After that you will just close this, and you will create 2 more triggers, as you can see here. Then will be the main quest 1 progress and main quest 2 progress. So as you can see, the conditions are exactly the same that we used in the win condition here. So it's just divided to two different triggers like this. And in actions you have modify quest quest name. Then you choose the quest you want and click progress, which is basically the same that we already used here in the quest. And then you will have modify quest objective name, which again you can choose right here. Once you have it here, you will choose the main quest 1, and of course in the second part you will choose main quest 2. Then the status here won't be progress, but it will be finished, and the description will be the same, just main quest objective 1 and objective 2. And like this, basically everything works right now. So once the mission starts, after 5 seconds you will receive a quest which tells you what to do. Once you complete it, the quest will actually appear as completed, and after 5 seconds you will basically, the mission will end and you will receive a victory screen, of course. So basically that's the main function of the full mission. So yeah, I think this was like the baseline here. We created some basic commands, win and lose, and quest. So basically that's the main thing, that you need to play the mission to make it winnable and actually know what to do. Next time we'll continue with some more interesting things, like creating some treasures that will drop from neutral enemies, and also we will create some morphs for our units, because in the previous video we actually changed our elf ranger to elf sentinel, so we also need to make sure that it's supported by that trigger editor. So yeah, take care guys.